Hi guys, today we're going to be reviewing this gorgeous new yarn from Hobbii. So in case you don't know who Hobbii are, they are a yarn company based in Copenhagen, Denmark, and they sell a whole array of items needed for knitting and crochet. Hooks, needles and project bags. They usually have some sort of sale on, and they're really budget friendly. So not only do they do a massive range of different yarns that you can choose from, which always have a load of colours, they also do patterns, and lots of the patterns are free, but also some are paid for. So the paid for ones in the plus patterns are by designers from all over the world. And then they have a massive range of free patterns too. There's also their Hobbii Plus, which is a subscription service. So it's £6.99 a month with no commitment, which means you can cancel at any time. So the benefits of Hobbii Plus is 3 free plus patterns per month. So that's the paid for patterns. You can get those free. Get double the points on each order, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. 10% off regular price items, a free gift with every order, a weekly sketch card, and much more. So let's talk about these points. So if you go up to the top of the system, there is the points store. And then when you scroll down, you can see that you can buy things with points. So it's kind of essentially just getting free items once you've accumulated enough points. And there's all sorts to choose from. I absolutely love these little duck buttons. So you can also earn points by just shopping. So everybody gets points when you shop on the Hobbii website. So you get a minimum of 18 points for every pound that you spend. And also, if you review a product or a yarn, or a pattern, you will get 150 points. So that's a great way to get some free things from Hobbii. They also have a competition part of their website where you can join in the competitions that are running. It tells you the date and when they end, and you can join in at any point up until that date, as long as you're fast enough. So let's click on the summer bags one, and we'll show you what you need to do basically. So to join the contest, it tells you there you need to work on a bag of your choice, photograph it, and upload it to the website, and then you can win. I think it was £80 or $100 or €100. There's also a community page where you can share all your work and chat. It's just like a big forum on there. So much on the Hobbii website that you probably don't even know about.
So I was kindly gifted some yarn from Hobbii. I've no idea what's in here. I did select some colours from them. And 3 yarns that I said that I would review, but they sometimes throw other things in here, and also I don't know what it's going to be like. Okay, so I've got upcycled alpaca blend. That's really soft and I love that colour. I should have 2 of those. Yes, I got this lovely purple colour too. I don't think they'll have the colour names on, but they do have the colour numbers, so I'll pop them on the screen. So they're lovely. I also got Friends cotton silk prints, so I got 2 of those. I've got this lovely blue and this bit of cotton on it, a bit orange and purples and blues in there on that one. The colours are beautiful. I can feel the cotton in there, but and it feels quite stiff. But we'll see how that goes. It is soft though, you can feel the silk too. And then, oh, I've got another one of those. I've got a green one too. I didn't realise I'd ordered 3 balls of that. So that's exciting. I like that. That's very spring, isn't it? Ah, now these are smaller than I thought, because I have a Cotton Kings Sultan, but it's like a big cake. So I've got 2 Cotton Kings Sultan Solid, which is new. So I've got this pale pink and this purpley colour. Let me see, these are like, if I can get an end, it's quite a loose, oh, it's stuck on there. There's the end there. So these are, let's see if I can show you. See, it's kind of like, it's not plied together. So I'm quite interested to see how this works up. So yeah, that's those. And what else is in here? Oh, I've got lots of sweets. I do love the sweets from Hobbii, the little heart-shaped strawberry flavoured sweets. I think you always get one of them when you order. And they've sent me a bag. I do love a bag for my fluffy projects. So that is a drawstring bag to put all my yarn in. I love that. Needs a good iron, but other than that, how cute is that? So I can put those in there while I'm ready to start swatching with them and seeing how they hold up. Perfect. So first up we have the upcycled alpaca blend, which is 100% upcycled materials. So in this is 34% acrylic, 33% alpaca and 33% wool. It's 100 grams, 200 meters, 218 yards, and it's asking for a 4.5 millimeter needle or a 5.5 millimeter hook. So the needle is a US 7 and the hook is a US I9, I think that is. 19 stitches, 24 rows. So that's like a Aran weight. And looking at that, it is pretty much like an Aran weight. It doesn't have a lot of halo. It does have a little bit of fuzz, but not a lot of halo. So I do think it would act as an Aran. It is lovely and soft. It is a nice soft colour, a nice soft feel to it. It does have a really nice soft feel to it. And it's got a really lovely rich colour. So I got colour 10. I will pop the name of the colour on the screen if it has one, which I'm sure it will. It's got it's not completely like baseline solid. It does have some little flecks of lighter and darker purples in there, and it is really pretty. I also got this one. Now I haven't got the label for this now because I've took it off to do a swatch and I can't find the label, but again, it's not pure navy blue. It's actually lighter than navy blue anyway, and it has different flecks of blues in there, greys, there's different shades in there. It's really lovely. So first impressions of the upcycled alpaca blend is really good. I'd be interested to see how it works up. So next up we have the Cotton Kings Sultan Solid, which is 100% cotton. It is 100 grams, so 400 meters or 437 yards, and it asks for a 3mm needle, which is a US 2.5, or a 4mm hook, which is a USG6. It's 27 stitches over 36 rows on a needle and 20 stitches over 26 rows on a hook. So I got 2 colours of this. I got colour number 10 and this one is colour number 13. I will pop the names of the colours on the screen. So this is 100% cotton. It does feel kind of soft. Well, it's not kind of about it. It does feel soft. My only worry about this one is that this is how it is. So the yarn is actually split. It's not plied. Now this label is broken already, so I'm just going to pop it off so you can see that. So it's just kind of like lots of threads together. It's not actually plied together. You would very, very easily be able to split these off into single threads, and then it's almost like embossed, like the stuff you use for cross stitch, which is strange. So I'm actually looking forward to trying this. I think it knits up. I would say that was a light DK or a sport. And it is, when it's held together, it kind of looks the thickness of a DK, but it doesn't feel it. There's obviously no halo with it being 100% cotton. The colour is completely solid, but it is beautiful. It's got that sheen to it for the cotton. So I'll be interested to see the drape on these. So Sultan, they also have like an ombre yarn as well, but these are the new solids. So I'm going to give them a little go and see how that knits up, because that intrigues me that it's all apart like that. I also received the Friends Cotton Silk print. So there is a Friends Cotton Silk solid, and this is the Friends Cotton Silk print, which is new. They've got a number of colours that are all really pretty. It was hard to choose the ones that I wanted to try. This is a 77% cotton and 23% silk base. It's 50 grams, which is 120 meters or 131 yards, and it asks for a 4mm needle, which is a US 6, or a 5mm hook, which is a US H8. This is a DK. It does give it a number 3 on there. This is a DK. It knits up at 21 stitches and over 30 rows, or crochets up at 15 stitches over 20 rows. Yeah, it's kind of, it's not a smooth yarn, so it kind of feels a little bit bumpy, which I like. And it is, you can feel the silk in there, taking away the harshness of the cotton. It is nice to feel. It's not soft like a merino. It's not going to be. It's cotton, but it is still. It does still feel quite nice. So I got these 3 colours. I got colour number 9, which is this lovely blue variegated. You can see the different blues in there, and I can't wait to see how that knits up. It's really pretty. I got number 7, which is the green mix. It just reminds me of spring. It's so pretty. And then I also got number 2, which again reminds me of spring. This cake has got a little bit tatty, but it reminds me of spring. It's got purples and creams and oranges in there, and it's really pretty. There's blues in there as well. It's a really pretty colourway. So I can't wait to see how these knit up. Now, I was also gifted a different colourway in this, which is number 4, which is kind of, it reminds me of ice cream. It's kind of summer days, green, pink, orange, yellows, really pretty. And I'm knitting something up in this. So I will show you that at the end. of how far I've got, but I do have a lot of this colourway as well, and this one is absolutely beautiful. So we'll see how this knits up and washes, and yeah, I'm excited about this one. So we'll start with the upcycled alpaca blend, and I did a few swatches with these. Yes, so start with the stocking stitch, which I did in the navy. This yarn is incredibly soft. You can probably see the alpaca hairs in it, which is lovely. So this has been blocked, and it's blocked really, really nice. I also did garter stitch to see the squidge. And I did a lace swatch as well to see its stitch definition and how it works well with lace. It does work well. It doesn't have a lot of stitch definition, but it's still, I think, the right lace, it would look beautiful. I'm not a crocheter, I'm only just learning, so I did a single crochet square, double crochet square, or rectangle, which worked out really, really nice. And I also attempted a granny square. This is probably my first ever granny square, so it's not the best, but yeah, this one hasn't been blocked though. So, and I did find it quite easy to crochet with. It's beautiful to knit with. I didn't seem to have any real issue with this one at all. It's not splitty. It just knits up beautifully, and it's so lovely and soft considering it's upcycled. I used the needles and the hook mentioned on the label. So the needles was 4.5mm, which is a US 7, and the hook was a 5.5mm hook, which is a US I9, I think that is. And I'm really impressed. So my next step is to put these through a wash test and see how it fares then. So next we have the Cotton Kings Sultan Solid. Not as much knitting done with these, and no crochet. So this is a lovely cotton yarn. It's 100% cotton, and it's relatively soft for cotton. And this has not been blocked yet, and it's almost like it doesn't actually need blocking apart from the curly bits, which is always going to happen with anything. The lace shows really nicely. It was nice to knit with. It was okay. However, because of what we talked about earlier, how it is not plied and everything is separate, it's really easy to catch the wrong thread and make the loops like this. It's really easy to do that, and I was struggling. The reason there's no crochet is for that simple fact, because I'm a beginner crochet, I just couldn't seem to get the hook to catch all the threads, and I really struggled to the point where it was a knotty mess, and I had to cut it instead of actually I couldn't unravel it. That said, I am a beginner crocheter, so somebody who's been crocheting a while may not have that problem. You do need to watch what you're doing with the threads, because they are easy to split, and you're only picking up one or two of them instead of the whole amount. Other than that is my only complaint about the yarn. That's it. The rest of it, it's lovely. You get such a massive amount in this little tiny ball. You get 400 meters in this little tiny cake, and it is lovely. The colour is beautiful, vibrant and strong, and yeah, it's just, I do like it, and I would make something in it. It is quite drapey as well, so I would definitely do like a cotton shawl or something with that. Even a tee would be really lovely. Again, I used the needles stated on the band, which was a 3mm or a US 2.5 for both of these. And considering it's such a small needle, you've got some really lovely definition there with the eyelets and everything. So yeah, Another lovely yarn from Hobbii. As long as you are just aware. I don't think it's a beginner's yarn. I think you would need to be quite experienced with yarns that split, and just be aware. Just be aware that it's quite easy to split the yarn with it not being plied. So off to wash these and see how they fare. Okay, again, not blocked, and I did do this slightly different. I did the garter, then the stocking stitch, and then a bit of a rib on the end, just to see how it fared for each of those. Love the variegated colours on these, absolutely love them. The deepness of these blues, and then the turquoise and the pale blue, it's just absolutely beautiful for this one. The same with the greens, I love how that flows. Really, really pretty. This one turned out weird. I like it, but it's kind of like a definite stripe down there. Obviously because of the number of stitches that I cast on, and I did work all of these flat. But yeah, it's just strange how it's turned out like that, and then it did start to come across a little bit further with the ribbon. And it's a little bit further along here, so obviously like they get shorter and then get longer again, so that was interesting. As a result, I did a double crocheted swatch to see if the colours alternated on that, and it did a lot better, so you can see there. So it's obviously just the number of stitches that I've cast on. For that I cast on 20 stitches, and it just keeps repeating itself. So this was 20 stitches as well, but it just works better on the crochet. I'm not sure why, but it did. Again, with the green, I did a crochet double. Do you know what? I think I've done a different stitch on that, but again, I'm not a crochet, so I can't remember what I've done. But that looks a lot wider, so it's maybe like a treble. And then I did a single crochet or a double crochet on the blue, and I just love how they look. So pretty. I also, because of this, I did a granny square in that colourway as well, which this was my second ever granny square, so please forgive the wonkiness. And I love how that turned out. So pretty. The blues and the oranges, the colours are amazing. I did attempt to do a green granny square, but it wasn't working out too well, so I gave up. But you can see the start of it there, of how I was getting on. Yeah, the yarn is, because it's got the cotton and the silk, so you can feel the smoothness of the silk in there, and then you can kind of feel the almost harshness of the cotton, the roughness, but it's still beautifully soft. And I'm really interested to see how this washes. None of these have been blocked, so it hasn't had any water on it yet, so it's still got that same feel from the ball as it has in the swatch, rather than like after it had been blocked, where they get a bit smoother. But I'm looking forward to that. Overall, I'm really, really enjoying using this yarn. It's just, the colours are just stunning, and I think it's such a beautiful summery yarn for summer tops and shawls and even hats and things. I think it's just going to be absolutely beautiful. So again, off for a wash test, and we'll see how they fare. Hello, welcome back. So it's a very, very dark day today, so I'm hoping that the lighting isn't too bad. I know it's going to be a little bit shadowy, but there's not a lot I can do. It's really dark and grey. So we've done the wash test now, and we're going to talk about, first up, the upcycled alpaca. Now, I intended on popping a couple of them in the wash, because this is hand wash only. But I thought I'm going to pop a couple in the washing machine to see how it fares in the washing machine, and so that you can see what happens if it does go in the washing machine. However, I accidentally put all of my swatches for this in the washing machine, so I've got them all to show you, and I have knitted some different ones that I've washed by hand. So the garter it felt really nicely. If you're wanting something for felting, it does actually felt really nice. So this is the garter. Obviously it loses its stretch because of the felting, so it's not as stretchy as what garter stitch normally is, but you can still see the stitch definition in there. It doesn't just turn into mulch. This was the crocheted double crochet swatch that I did. Again, you can still see the stitch definition, you can still see gaps through it. Obviously I think if you washed it again it would felt again and it would shrink further. It hasn't shrunk that much. I didn't measure them beforehand, so I don't know exactly, but they don't seem to have shrunk that much. The stocking stitch has lost its stitch definition more than the others. The opposite side is a bit better, but yeah, the stocking stitch fared the worst. But if you were looking to felt something, then that would be brilliant for that. And then I got my granny square, my first ever granny square, and I felted it. But yeah, I don't even know which side is which now. But that was my granny square. And then finally the lace, which obviously we don't tend to felt lace, do we? But purely by accident. But that is what happens. That's one go in the washing machine with the upcycled alpaca on a 40-degree wash. But these are hand wash only, and that's why it's felted. But to be honest, it's fared really well, considering it's not supposed to go in the wash. Obviously, if you'd knitted a jumper and you put it in the wash, you would be devastated. But if you were looking to do a bag or something and you wanted to give it a bit of a felt, then perfect, absolute perfect. I did knit some more swatches and hand wash them. They've only been hand washed once and blocked. I did just a garter, stocking stitch and rib just to see how that fared, and to be honest, perfect. It's absolutely beautiful. It's really soft. As alpaca should be, to be honest. It's just stunning. And then the lace, which went through the same, it's been hand washed and reblocked. That's my hair and not alpaca hair. You can see the lovely eyelets and everything on there. So yeah, overall, the upcycled alpaca I really, really like. I think you could knit hats, scarves, jumpers in this, lace, or just stockinette. It really stands up. It's a beautiful yarn. I will definitely be using it again.
It comes with 22 choices of colour, which I said at the beginning, ranging from like a neutral to a really lovely deep colour. Really pretty colours in there.
So yeah, a lovely autumnal jumper you could have in those. So yes, definitely recommend the upcycled alpaca from Hobbii. So the Cotton Kings Sultan Solid, these have been through the washing machine. And to be honest, I haven't reblocked them either. They were blocked before they went in, to show you previously. I haven't reblocked them, but I mean, it doesn't massively need reblocking. It's come out really well. It's not like beautifully soft, but it's cotton. It's 100% cotton, and that's what it feels like. It's got that slight rough texture to it, smooth but slightly rough. So you would need to be okay with that against your skin. It's not going to be like soft and floofy or anything. But this has really held up. It went through the washing machine a couple of times. Neither of them have been reblocked. This is the lace, not reblocked, and it's come out looking pretty good. Now, I did find this difficult to knit with. There's a couple of mistakes in there because I did find it difficult to knit with, because it's not, like we've talked about already, it's not plied. It's just loose strands. There is reviews on the Hobbii website saying that they thought that might be difficult to crochet with, and they didn't have difficulty crocheting and made their daughter a lovely dress from it. Perfect, because I couldn't crochet with it, but then I'm not a crocheter, so I did struggle pulling the hook through all of the strands. Knitting, I just needed to concentrate a little bit harder on it to make sure I was collecting all the strands. But I mean, there's a lot of yarns that are like that are loosely plied, and then it makes it a little bit difficult to work with. However, that aside, this is 100% cotton. It's 24 colours, and they come from there's natural colours, and then there's incredibly vibrant colours. There's like limes and massive pops of colour. Plus there's also the Sultan ombre. I don't know what the name of that yarn is. I'll have to pop that on the screen. But there is an ombre version of Sultan as well. So, you know, you could mix and match and everything else. There's a lot of scope there. I think with it being 100% cotton, I would say shawls, because it does have a fair amount of drape in it. Summer tees and vests and things like that, camisoles and bags. It would be really good for market bags, shopping bags, things like that. But yeah, it's beautiful. It is a nice yarn. Difficult to use in certain ways. Like I would think about the ply and everything before jumping in with it, but it does knit up beautifully. A really nice cotton yarn. If you're wanting a cotton yarn, it is a really nice cotton yarn. I do recommend it for 100% cotton yarn. And we have the Friends Cotton Silk print. So I did do 2 swatches of all of these, didn't I? Right, I have a lot of these 3 all survived. This is nothing to do with the washing. This is to do with my cat. The others did not survive. She has stolen them from where they were drying because she's an absolute rat bag. So, but they all fared beautifully through the wash. They went through a 40-degree wash, even though the label says 30-degree, but I wanted to give them a good bit of a test. And they've come out absolutely fantastic. Even the granny square, it does look a little bit like it's been mulched up a bit, but it hasn't. It is still exactly the same as it was. It's just that my granny square capabilities are absolutely rubbish. I mean, what is going on here? The double stitch fared lovely. And the silk keeps the cotton really nice and soft. So obviously it's still got that rough feel of the cotton. You can feel the cotton in there. It's not like, we're not talking merino here. We're talking, it's cotton. It's got that sturdy roughness to it. The silk just gives it that extra bit of a kick to keep it shiny and smooth and beautiful. The colours in this yarn are gorgeous. Like, I really struggled to pick which colours I wanted to use when I seen. There is 9 colourways. They're all so summery and pretty that I really did struggle to choose. Well, these haven't been reblocked, so you can see that they're curling a little bit, but they have fared really, really well. The stitch definition is still there. It just looks really, really pretty and beautiful, and I think it's going to be perfect for drapey shawls or summer tees. It'll be beautiful for those. Even bags, if you wanted to make some market bags and things, it's going to look absolutely stunning. So that just the colours, I just absolutely love the colours. Now, I did get one of the other yarns for a bigger project, so let me grab that and show you. So I got colour number 9, which I'll show you in the ball. So it's not the same as these 3. I got this one to choose for a project for myself. So this is colour number 9, which is very, very pretty. And I decided to make a vest top in this. So it's a bottom up top, so I'm only so far up. I will pop the name of the designer on the screen because I can't remember off the top of my head, but this is a free pattern on the Hobbii website. So if you wanted to make it too. The pattern itself doesn't have eyelets along this bottom bit, but I popped them in, but it does have eyelets around the V-neck and the straps for it, and it's a thick strap vest. I'll pop it all on the screen so you can see. But I wanted to show you because it's hard to show you at this angle, but it is such a beautiful drape to this yarn. And you can also see how that colourway knits up as well. So it would make beautiful shawls and tees. I'm really looking forward to getting this finished and wearing it, because it's just going to be so like comforting and nice during the summer months. Now I do have one complaint about the yarn, and that is that it's a donut shape. And the problem with the donuts is when you get to a certain point, the middle starts to come away, and then you're kind of left with two ends of the yarn and you can get a little bit tangled. With this, as I've been working, this is my third ball now, and I have been getting to a certain point, and then I'm having to take the middle and rewind the middle to make it into a stronger ball to then finish the rest of that ball, because the donut is just collapsing and giving me two ends and they're getting tangled up. This time around, I decided to try and do a centre pull, and you can kind of see the mess that I'm in. With the centre pull, it doesn't work well. It's all coming apart everywhere. So my advice for that would be either put up with it, and when you get to the end, just ball up that little bit like I've been doing. It's only a tiny bit at the end that like kind of pops out, and then you've got to just like make it a stronger ball so it doesn't tangle with the rest of the yarn. Or you could cake it up. You could unwind, take out the donut and make it into a ball before you even start. There's those options. It's such a small issue that you would find a way to fix it, because honestly the yarn is stunning. Out of the 3 yarns that I've had, this is my favourite, the cotton silk print, just because for a summer yarn it's just absolutely perfect, and I really like it, and I'll definitely be getting more of it. And then my second favourite is probably the upcycled alpaca, and that's more of like I would say going into the colder months yarn. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. I'm really impressed with everything they've sent me. I did forget to add that the lovely little drawstring bag that Hobbii added in my parcel for my fluffy projects is amazing. I really, really like it. It's just a thin canvas bag. I'm going to take that label off, but it's got lovely drawstring on it. And yeah, it's just lovely. It's been holding all the yarn in that I've been reviewing. And yes, I recommend the little drawstring bag. It's a good size as well. I don't even know if I can fit it all on the screen. Do it this way. It's a good size. There's my hands. So yeah, you could definitely fit a sweater in there. If not a massive shawl, you could definitely fit a lot in there. So yeah, thank you very much, Hobbii. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the review. If you'd like to see more like this, please let me know in the comments below. And also let me know what you would knit with these yarns. And if you've used them already, just have little chats in the comments and tell me what you think. So thank you so much. Please give me a thumbs up, and obviously click subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.